What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another Mega Man X Dive weekly update. So I have been playing way too much Pokemon Violet lately, so if I seem very tired, I'm kind of out of it. That's because I have spent the last 4 days streaming that game almost non-stop. But it's time for some X Dive, so let's get into that. Celebrate Thanksgiving in Mega Man X Dive next week. So next week's global version of Mega Man X Dive, the North American EU Latam server will celebrate Thanksgiving Day. 4th Armor X joins the NA and EU servers too. There'll be some fires with the Latam server and more. So those of us who know what came along with 4th Armor X knows that means the side will is coming, and you can see that right here in the next banner image. First, starting next Wednesday, the NA and EU servers will receive a gacha capsule featuring 4th Armor X, and the launcher decides will, which is a fantastic launcher, by the way. 4th Armor X's first active skill is Stock Charge Shot. Shoot energy round to inflict about 20% attack damage to the target. Can be charged to unleash a more powerful energy round at full charge. Cast charge shots 4 times in total that deal 6 times the amount of damage, which is very, very nice. And it is one of the arm pieces that 4th Armor X has access to. So his second active skill is Nova Strike. Consumes all energy, rush forward to deal 400% attack damage to all targets. The player is invulnerable during Nova Strike. Armor energy is obtained as time passes and when attacked. It's pretty good. It's just your typical Nova Strike skill. Activates really, really fast as well, so that's always very good. Following that, a special festival capsule featuring Valentine's Iris, Valentine's Cinnamon, Halloween Pandora, Halloween Roll, Festive Leviathan, Bridal Layer, Swimsuit Frame, Swimsuit Tron, Swimsuit Layer, and Swimsuit Roll will be available too. Now, I don't know what this all means here, just because what I mean by that is, so I don't know if this is going to be like paid EM only, if we're going to be getting some like tickets and login for that as well. We also just had the Halloween banner a little while ago alongside Halloween Pandora, Halloween Roll, Halloween Sigma. So seeing them back so soon is kind of interesting off that. Though with Festive Leviathan, that's very good for the Latam servers, because Latam didn't get her before. So that's okay there. The 5th boss return will take place in both servers too. This time players will have to fight Flame Mammoth, Bite, and the Chop register. Main rewards are memories of the Cannon Guard launcher and the First Strike card, the Combat Forever plus usual rewards. And then coming down here, we're coming to Latam server, Festive Leviathan and Thunder Sword Gacha Capsule will go on live Wednesday for a single free 10 pull. So it's really weird that they're getting this now, because they already had the Fire Lantern Festival event. They didn't get the second week of Festive Leviathan though because of the Monster Hunter event, so Festive Leviathan ended up getting pushed back because of that. So at least they're still getting her. Yeah, I guess. Festive Leviathan's first skill is Fish Splash. Okay, this is just going over her skills again. We went over these already. Looks like after Fireworks Festival and Lantern Festival event stage will be available too. So they're getting this event back. So that's really, really weird. Because like I said, they already had the first part of the event a few weeks back, but they just didn't get the Festival Leviathan with it. So they're getting the event again. So I guess it's a bit of a slower week for Latam, which isn't bad. It just kind of sucks for people that want something to do over in Latam. And then a special capital featuring these same units again. But like I said, I don't know Paydium, some kind of tickets or something like that. We'll just have to kind of wait and see for that one. And then finally, the Thanksgiving Capsule plus Drop event. So this one in particular is actually, for the Taiwan version, this was a part of the Monster Hunter 2nd collaboration. They had a different kind of event, Firecracker event, I believe it was called, something like that. And this is actually how they got their free copy of Breathless Armor X, which I think was much better than us giving them than us getting the stream codes that we got. Because what that meant is that if you missed the stream, you didn't know, or you didn't even know about the stream, you just miss out on Breathless Armor X, right? Because you don't even know that Breathless Armor X is being given out. With this, how it was in the Taiwan version, this was in the game. You could see that, hey, we can get Breathless Armor X by exchanging, the drops that we're getting daily. So that's why I like that one a lot better. But let's see what we have to say about this one. Next week, also we're celebrating Thanksgiving Day with a new capsule. If you're familiar with the Welcoming Server Spring promotional capsule from the Taiwan version, it's pretty much the same. Players get a free 10 pull every day for 2, which additional rewards given out based on the characters and weapon memories drawn from the capsule. Additional rewards will follow. B rank gives you 5 AM. A rank gives you 140 weapon patches. S rank gives you 900 character patches. Some of the Taiwan version with the E-Cracker drop event, players will be able to get turkey legs by playing story mode and boss challenge mode. Turkey legs can be exchanged for various rewards in the shop, where I get national free 10 pulls in the Thanksgiving capsule day. And yeah, that's it with that. So the bonus rewards are nice to get as well. It feels kind of weird that they're giving us 5 AM for B rank, but if you think about how frequently, how likely we are to get B ranks, you know, maybe you'll end up getting about 50. No, 50. You can't get 50 because it was 9B plus 1A, so 45 EMs a day, which honestly, that's not all that bad. Obviously, I would like a lot more than that, but the character patches are obviously very nice as well, but you have to get an S rank for that, which I did get a few S ranks off this on my Taiwan account, but we do get more tickets for these as well. Well, like I said, here you could exchange the ticket, the drops for additional 10 pulls and other things in the shop. Since we already got Breathless Armor X, though, I don't know what else is going to be in the shop. So we're gonna have to wait and see. And I don't have any image of what the Taiwan version got for that either, so I can't even show that as an example. I think I might have the picture of Breathless Armor X, but that doesn't help for this event at all. Right, outside of that, we will just go ahead and take a look at the things coming to the global server, 4th Armor X and the Decides Will. So I'm going to take a quick jump over to my Taiwan account real quick, take a look at 4th Armor X. Alright, and here we're taking a look at 4th Armor X on my Taiwan account here. And it's actually very nice that 4th Armor X is finally going to come out, because something that a lot of you may have noticed quite a while back is that once we got the bounty system, one of the characters frequently asked for 4th Armor X, who was not currently in our game, or in our release in the global version of the game. So let's take a look at the splash screen here. Spread out a little bit, move it down. They're very, very nice there. I like it. Anyway, take a look at the active skills. First up, we have Stock Charge Shot. Shoot an energy round. Oh, actually, I went over the numbers already in the Rockman corner portion. So let's actually just take a look at the modifier chips here. So we have mobility, reduce prep time by 20%. Accelerate charge, the time required to reach maximum charge reduced by 25%. And then we have All Out Barrage. Maximum charge is reach. All 4 energy shots can be released at once. So this allows you to just basically just unload with 4 charge shots. Normally you'd only be able to shoot 1 shot at a time, as you can see here, but with this one you can shoot them all at once. So next up we have the Nova Strike. Again, we went over the damage numbers and the Rockman corner portion of the video, so we're just going to take a look at the modifier chips here. Energy conservation, armor energy consumption reduced by 20%. Armor improvement, increased the natural recovery speed of armor energy by 40%. And power increase, increased damage multiplier by 20%, but natural recovery rate of armor energy reduced by 50%. So those are all the modified chips there. I think, and I like this one or this one the most. This one isn't bad, but having the natural armor energy reduced by 50% is kind of fat, so that you would have to build it up by just like getting hit, or not necessarily just by getting hit, but it'll take it longer to just naturally recover the energy. Set the passive skills. When hitting a target with maximum charge, the attack will apply defense, or defense crush to the target. Increase damage taken by 7.5% and be stackable up to 4 times, so that's quite nice there. You can stack defense crush 4 times and get quite a fat defense reduction on them. Next up, armor protection, reduce damage taken by 10%. Always good to have there. Energy absorb. When you hit a target with maximum charge, increase your armor energy. Now, I don't know how much increases your armor energy by, but this alongside with this chip actually works out pretty well together. So if you have this, you can basically offset the 50% decrease. You still have to be hitting the target in order to get the fat increases, but it is very, very good to have. Next up, Buster Mastery, increase damage 20% when equipping a Buster. Not really surprising there. This is an X unit, so Busters will be their weapon that X would like to have. And then Armor Enhance. When armor energy is at 50% or more, reduce damage taken by 20%. So a more inherent damage mitigation is fantastic. So you have up to 30% with just this passive and this passive there. Then increase the invulnerability period when using Nova Strike and suffer no negative status effects during the invulnerability. So here we have Showtime, which is very good. So during this, you have true Showtime and you have enhanced defense which is very, very nice as well. But it has to be above 50% in order that they get the 30% defense reduction. Normally, you only have 10%. And then real quick, I'm going to look at the DNA. We shouldn't have the DNA once he releases, but I'm going to look at it anyway. First up, complete penetration. Maximum charge that knows go through barriers and landscape, which is fantastic for 4th Armor X. That is always great to have on a unit. Not only that, but it helps him with his energy. With his energy uptime as well, because you'll be able to pierce terrain alongside with his 3-star passive of getting the increasing damage or increasing armor energy when you connect your shots. Next up, we have Nova Shield. Using Nova Strike, gain a shield that can withstand 105% attack damage. That is a lot. That is a pretty fat for a shield, and increases the effective energy absorbed by 50%. So now you get even more energy because of the 3rd passive, and it makes the 3rd modifier chip seem a lot more attractive, because you can build up energy other ways, and that's very, very nice there. And then finally here we have charge penetration. The maximum charge shot can penetrate an additional target at the damage penetration above 25%, and the range increased by 40%. I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with this one. The penetration, that's okay. It's good for PvE, I guess. But the range increase is very, very nice for PvE. It's also good for PvP. But I think the range increase is the big win here. The 40% range is going to be fantastic alongside the complete penetration. I almost feel like the complete penetration maybe should be swapped with the charge penetration, to be quite honest with you, because I think this one is much better than this one, just like usage wise inherently. But no, I just don't really like the penetrate an additional target, as that won't help very much for PvP, but like I said, it's good for PvE. And then real quick, let's take a look at the unique recombined DNA. Pressure operation. When causing defense weaken or hitting a target whose defense is weakened, restore HP equal to 12% of your attack and electric once every 6 seconds. That's actually very nice here. This is good for raids, just amping up your damage, or not amping up your damage. Sustain in general, as it's good for raids because units like 4th Armor X can continuously inflict defense crush, so you can use that there with him. There are other units that can inflict defense crush, but the two of them I can think of inherently already have pressure operation, so that's very good. So you can link this to maybe Rathalos Armor X, and it'll be really good there. Outside of that, we have mid-range things here. We do not have player killer. But boosts out that adaptability though, which is another good for a little bit of defense there, unfortunately. And then over here, we have interference, blind, continuous damage. Okay, that's not really all that great. But we have defense. Oh no, it's defense reduction, special attack. Oh no, this is what I think it is. Yeah, that's really good there. And finally, 4th Armor X does have a card, which I don't think I have equipped to him right now. But here it is though. Armed Liberation 1, reduce damage taken by 20% when equipping a Buster. This is basically just a Buster adaptability, but with a different name, so it'll stack with the Buster adaptabilities that you get when you upgrade this card. And then it also has crit enhancement special attack too. When you're talking crit enhancement status, increased damage deal by 8%. The Armed Liberation is actually very, very nice for 4th Armor X, as the 20% for when you're holding a Buster on top of the 10%. So now you inherently have 30%. And then with this, you would have actually 50% damage mitigation, as long as your armor energy is about 50%, which shouldn't be too hard to do, to be quite honest. But 50% on its own isn't all that much, considering how high you can get with other units, especially in global right now. But I do think having 50% damage mitigation just inherently is very, very nice on its own. So that's going to be it for checking out 4th Armor X. So let's go take a look at the Decide. So unfortunately, I do not own the Decide's Will on my Taiwan account, so we're taking a look at it here on the wiki. But this is the best launcher in the game, and this is what helps out Lunar characters a lot. I've gone over this before well, not necessarily over this in the past, but this is what I've alluded to with using the launchers, that there's a better launcher than TheKennyDubz coming out. So inflict about 50% attack damage to the target, penetrate all targets in its path, deals an additional 25% damage after. They'll deal 25% damage after penetration. The weapon will still auto aim even in a state of confusion, or if automatic aim is turned off in the settings. So this weapon is already good inherently, as you can see, because it already penetrates all targets in its path, and it will still auto aim even if you're confused. Like, even if you're confused, the side will still lock on and act as just auto aim. So that's already that's nuts. Take a look at the skills here. We have Ultra Beam Wave. When attacking, launch additional beams that ignore terrain, dealing damage over time to target within range. This effect can only be triggered until like a 3-second cooldown. It goes up to 2-3 times. Ultra Wave damage is 55%. The wave range is 30. So the additional beam ignore terrain, which really helps out the side's will a lot, which is very, very nice. Attack increase, increase attack by 63 when using this weapon. Flight has device flight and wow, range and flight speed increased by 20%. Complete penetration loss patch with dual escapes and barriers, and this is one of the things that makes the sides amazing. So now, not only does the Ultra Beam Wave go through terrains, so do your regular shots. And it has a pretty good range because of the flight speed assistance device as well. And it just has natural decent range, I believe. Power increase damage rate by 5%, not bad. And then tracking missile, Ultra Wave Beam hits a target, cause mark status cannot be removed unless preventive shield to the target. And missiles will track the target in this status. So the missiles from this will now track the target as well, and this ignores preventive shield, and it cannot be removed. So this is why I've kind of been saying, I was like, yeah, a better launcher's coming out. Just kind of wait on that. And we're getting it very, very early. We're still getting it with 4th Armor X, but since we're on an accelerated schedule, we're getting it quite early. So I think it has hidden skills right now, at least in the Taiwan version. We shouldn't get these in global when it drops, but power increase the power, the damage of Ultra Beam Wave by 35%. Energy absorb when hitting a target with bombard. There's a chance to gain additional energy. Thorough preparation. Amplification when above 75% HP, increase damage by 10%. And then blind resistance, 50% chance to become immune to blind. And that's basically it for the Decide's Will. If you can pull for it, I would recommend doing so. It is a very, very good weapon for PvP. So now, we actually got a bit of an update for Taiwan. There is a new character trailer, so let's go take a look at that before we wrap up this video. Alright, so, I don't know what this says, but I see bass in the background. I presume that this claw is treble over here. It looks like treble. And I had to pause it like as soon as I open up the tab, obviously, and it sounded like bass theme from Mega Man 8, so let us take a look at that. I don't know what it's going to be since we already have super bass though, and we already have classic bass. So I don't know what this is going to end up being. Turn this on a little bit. Bass and treble? Okay, this seems very, very lazy, but cause we treble quickly and perform treble assault relative terrain. Can then grant a shield, cause treble to quickly slam the target. Okay. Why don't we have one of these for classic Mega Man though, with Mega Man's Rush? Head advantage in a long fight. I'm not sure what that means. It's okay. This seems like a very, very lazy. Sure, I guess. This seems like an extremely lazy character. I mean, they just added treble to classic bass. Sure. Improve self and weaken opponents. I'm definitely not feeling this one. Sure. It looks like another regular character though. So, I mean, I guess that's something. And of course, the first character getting adding to the regular pool after like 6 months is going to be something like this lazy. So, and the reason for anyone just kind of the reason I'm calling it lazy is because we legitimately have classic bass as a character. So all they added treble, and yeah, that's it. But the character skills are probably going to be tuned for the current point in time in the Taiwan version, so we'll have to see how the character actually plays out. Though it's not something that actually interests me personally. Sure, I think it's pretty neat that we got bass and treble, but I feel like this would have been better as kind of one of those free S rank units that's an S rank in name, but like maybe a little bit under the current power level for S rank, and we get it for free. That's what I think this should have been, if possible, or I don't know. And then this slot could have gone to a new character we don't have in the game. But I mean, but classic base only has one alt technically as super base, so I guess it's all right. But let me know your thoughts down below about the things that are coming this week in X Dive, and I will catch you guys next time. Later.